So overall, the shooting when you get the P-07, one of the things you're going to realize is that you're going to really have to learn the trigger. The double action is a fairly heavy double action. After that, it lightens up obviously in the single action, but it's not overwhelming. It just takes a little bit of time, and you can see in the first 10 rounds that I shot that day, 2 were low, and the groups were, not too crazy, but also definitely not too good. All right, guys, so we're back at the table, and one of the things you're going to really notice when you decide to buy this gun, if you do decide to buy it, is basically that double action is slightly heavy. Just to kind of give you an idea, and I'll start right off the bat with this, I'm going to show you what the double action reads at. I already know I've done it several times already, but I wanted to share this with you. So I'm actually going to do it where the hammer is fully down and then when the hammer is in half cock position. So we'll start with it fully down, and here we go. So we're looking at 10 pounds, 15.6 ounces. So it's, again, fairly heavy trigger. Again, I'll do it again just to get some consistency. And that was definitely off. Sorry. And again, I get a 10 pounds, 10.1 ounce trigger pull. So obviously you're looking in the upper range of 10, almost 11 pounds on that initial double action in half cock position. We're looking at 8 pounds, 6.2 ounces, and that's a little bit light, so we'll try that again. 8 pounds, 14.3 ounces, so almost a 9-pound double action pull in the half cock position. So again, not necessarily terribly heavy, but it definitely feels heavier than it probably is. But I think that a lot has to do with that, just the fact that this only has 200 rounds through it. Again, you can loosen it up, get a lighter hammer spring, these types of things if you choose to do so. But again, that's completely your opinion, your decision to do that. Now, the single action is obviously much, much better. So we'll take a look at the single action here. And of course, we get the nice 4 pounds, 3.6 ounces. And we'll try that again. And it comes slightly under 4, so 3 pounds, 10.1 ounces. And I'll do it one more time just to see if we get a more consistent pull. 3 pounds, 11.2 ounces. So it's hovering around the 4-pound mark, which in my opinion is a very good single action trigger. Again, the single action is very good. There is a little bit of more take up than maybe you'd like, but overall the single action is very good. I think you definitely will need to try and really get used to shooting it with that double action. Obviously, some people may rack the slide, and as you can tell, it goes all the way back. So that means the hammer will be all the way back. However, I would always recommend at least shooting the first shot in the half cock position, because 99.9% of us will carry it in that mode, unless of course you decide to switch this over to safety, and then you'll have it cocked and locked in single action only. But again, it's going to be based upon what you decide. I mean, overall, the gun is a fantastic choice. Price-wise, it is very reasonable, and if you're really looking to get into this type of platform with the hammer, and you're really intrigued by the CZs, to me, this would be a no-brainer. It's definitely one that you can go for, especially like I said in the prior video, for the price range, you can't beat it. Obviously, I paid a little bit more because of the OD green, but more importantly, because of the tritium night sights that are here from the CZ factory. Very bright sights, can't go wrong with them. And I mean, overall, as the groups got better, I got a little bit more confident with the handgun. And it's kind of funny because when you look back at the videos, and again, I do have to edit things to kind of keep it down in time. But when I went back and I looked at from the first string of 10 to then the second to third and then the fourth, you begin to see the group starting to shrink down a little bit. So I'm actually going to show you that video right now. And I'll probably put a little bit of voiceover in there, but not too much, because what you're going to find is that as the groups, again, started pretty wide, as you get more time behind this trigger, and again, this is only 200 rounds, what you're going to realize is you can become very proficient with this type of handgun. And again, it takes time. It takes a little bit of practice. I have not really shot the P-07 in months, guys. This was, again, I just picked this up about a week and a half ago. So I took it out to the range for the first 200 rounds. And I can definitely tell you I shot it much better than I shot my old P-07. But again, it just takes some time and some dedication to put the rounds down range with this handgun. And if you choose to do that, you're going to find a lot of success with it. So let's take a look at that video. And again, what you're going to notice as you go through the groups do start to get a little bit tighter. I know that for me as a shooter, I definitely need to get a little bit more practice behind shooting this particular handgun. I'm also just trying to break in a little bit more to get a smoother double action out of it. Overall, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, stay safe. Hopefully, if you're going to buy this gun, you realize you're going to have to spend some extra time behind it. And as always, freedom is never free.